Hello to my subscribers and good night to all the married ladies. These days, while I was doing nothing online and wasting my precious time messing around with the tic-tac-toe, I started remembering a genre I hadn't been able to find much of. Vertical ARGs. Deus, how come you don't see any horror and mystery videos? You work in this, Dad. The rule is clear. Those who make don't consume. I spend all day watching videos of people tidying up their houses or, I don't know, furnishing. I urgently need a parquet floor. ARG, for those who don't know, stands for alternate reality game. A type of interactive game that blends elements of the real and digital worlds, where you, the player, solve puzzles, follow clues, and try to solve the entire narrative. A vertical ARG works the same way as vertical analogs. They are mysteries told on platforms that follow this structure, such as the famous Angel Engine. Believe me, these platforms have a world of these stories, and they're often never adapted for long-form video platforms. And today's story is one of them. 1 to 3 Showtime, a user who posts hilarious videos about cartoon characters, the kind that are truly silly, but ultimately hide something strange behind them, mainly trying to tell us a plot through code. Nice to meet you, my name is Daka, and in today's video, we're going to laugh a lot at these hilarious videos, but mainly try to understand what's going on. Hallelujah, a video where I can make fun of them. For me, this topic is practically the feather that fell into Taelung's cell, and I'm the gay dragon. Tigress puts on her clothes. Take advantage and leave a like, a comment below to help with engagement, and subscribe to the channel so we can hit our 600,000 subscriber goal. And remember, YouTube isn't notifying us that there's a new video. The platform is crazy. I've had a lot of people coming up to me saying, "Wow, I didn't even know you were posting videos," even though I'm posting every week. So, please turn on the bell so you don't miss a new video. My store prints are in the description for those of you who want to stay in the loop, as well as my social media, where I'm always posting. The gaming channel is also down there. Follow me there, where there are videos almost every day, and I also do live streams. Yes, for those of you who don't know where I do live streams, that's the channel in the description, as well as the purple website, which I don't even like to say the name of. Anyway, enough warning. Let's get to the video. The first video we're going to analyze is about Ted House. Ted House isn't a cartoon I watched when it came out, so I don't know much about it. Except this white-haired kid is the only boy in a family of girls, and this bastard has the cutest thing in history, even called Loud House Vampire. Do you realize we live in a reality where one of the greatest works of literature in history, with over 30 million words and over 2,000 chapters, is a Loud House funfake? And when it ended, the creator announced the part. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real horror. Like every Loud House fan, and I love funfic, here we are with a video of Loud House characters' favorite movies. Where did the creator get this information? Yeah, I'll leave it to you to complete the sentence. Lana's favorite movie is the Chicken Joke movie. Lola's is the Barbie movie, starring Margot Robbie and my husband Ryan Gosling in Drive da Silva. Lori's is Star Trek. Lisa's is Tarzan 2. Lincoln's is the Serbian movie. The Serbian movie. Thank goodness Luann comes along later and brings a real movie, the SpongeBob movie. Wow, man, the Serbian movie. Are you serious? Holy. Okay, that was the first episode, and 2 strange things stood out, aside from Lincoln's favorite movie. Lisa, completely red-faced and without a favorite movie, with distorted background music, and the appearance of a character who doesn't exist in the show, Lena. This left me a little shocked, because people who don't pay close attention, like me, won't realize this character never existed. But relax, after Lena, things will get even more obvious. The next episode is about my favorite cartoon and also my friend CB, Gumball. Say hi to us, CB.
Hey, everyone on the Dice channel. He's been kidnapped and is being forced to make videos all the time, okay? And calm down, don't worry. I'm getting him all right, okay? He's being fed very succulent ramen noodles. Live video now.
Calm down, yeah, keep it down. This video is about each character's favorite snacks. Gumball's is a cupcake. Darwin likes tilapia. No joke, fish food. Dibble likes squirrels, rainbows. Cole likes strawberries. And Penny likes fentanyl, an opioid used for anesthesia, but which is also often used for, yeah, you can imagine. But for now, everything's calm, nothing strange here. If you saw something bizarre, right? It's all in your head. The next episode is about each character's favorite places. First likes the Watsons' house, Gumball likes his house, Darwin loves his aquarium, Giblate likes the Squirrel's factory, and Penny likes the warehouse. And friends, not for nothing, but I think there's something very suspicious about Penny. I think we need to keep an eye on this girl, because she's got the wrong idea. Oh, what's Iris doing here, my dog? The next video is about each Gumball character's favorite songs. Why don't we start with yours? Okay, it's time to get started. Since the first episode, we've known that new characters are being introduced into each universe presented, and so far so good. This is an extremely common meme in the cartoon community in general. For example, we have Grangle Simpson, who doesn't exist. The meme is about creating a Mandela effect in people's minds, a false memory that they've seen these characters before. This was the case with Lena and Giblet, who don't appear to be evil. Now Whist is clearly evil. This character is very similar to that Homer meme. Mar, the guys are on the ceiling, they're evil. They want to take my makeup. You are my enemy. Besides, the IS's favorite place is Gumball's house. So, he's literally on the ceiling just hiding. In the episode, each character's favorite songs, we get to the is part, and he emits this wonderful sound for us. This is a Caesar cipher, and if we deify the text, we get, they are the large, soft, smoothly rounded jelly, mouthless, with white, pulsating holes, filled with a mist where my eyes used to be. With a reference to, I have no mouth. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. If you don't know, there's a video of this story here on the channel, where I also talk about the game, but a quick summary. I have no mouth, and I need to shout. It's a science fiction short story by Harlan Ellison. In the story, a supercomputer called AM, who hated humans for creating him, exterminates almost all of humanity, keeping only 5 people alive for eternity. This specific passage is practically the last dialogue in the work and also its climax, where this bizarre creature appearing on the screen begins to describe itself. What is this thing? I can't say. I recommend watching my video. However, know that this is one of the worst punishments I've ever seen in my life. Now, whether this is describing an experience he went through or just quoting the story for the sake of it remains a mystery. I can even see some connection between this excerpt and the character's appearance, which appears to be a poorly made clone of Gumball, but other than that, nothing too revealing. We then jump to another universe, that of Teen Titans Go, and I have a love-hate relationship with this cartoon. No, because I watched the classic Teen Titans animated series as a kid, and seeing the characters in a more silly, childish version irritates me. It's not quite like that. In fact, the reason I don't like Teen Titans Go as much is because that damn Cartoon Network kept spamming this cartoon all day long, forcing everyone to watch only one thing. I was already getting disgusted from hearing the same opening over and over again, but I think that was just life training me for what would come years later. I watched a series without a problem on the streaming service I pay for every month and was interrupted every time by the same ad. My muscle memory is up to par. The urge to get on the computer and pirate everything I see is the same as it was 10 years ago. Anyway, I'm freaking out here, because this episode is about each character's favorite ice cream. And that's not a very interesting topic, until Brandon Miller put a random guy in the middle of my TikTok about ice cream. I warned you this was the Potch juice, but it only shows us that each universe is increasingly corrupted. The next episode is about each Gumball character's greatest fears, and the highlight is that Gumball is afraid of the Is, revealing that the characters began to realize something was wrong. These new figures stopped just existing and started acting in each universe. Remember that this one's favorite place is Gumball's house, so our protagonist is constantly being stabbed by the figure. Soon after, Anai's greatest fear appears, her only real character in a show full of conscious hallucinations, a doomed world. I think she's talking about IEST and Giblet here. And yes, we broke the fourth wall. Then she realized at some point that she was just a character. Soon after, we have another video about ice cream, and when we get to Is, it's said that he's lactose intolerant. Wow, what relevant information. So, to kill this pest, just throw milk at him. Yeah, the worst part is that, in theory, yes, this information is recurrent when it comes to Is. For example, in another episode about animals the characters disliked, the IAST is the cow. And in that same episode, Larry's least favorite animal is the lactidium, creatures with purple skin and pink eyes that seem unfriendly. This one is the same breed as is. When I first saw this, I was just like, okay. I didn't understand a damn thing. But then something clicked in my head. Lactidium is almost the same thing as lacteal, which would be something related to milk. As we remember, this one is lactose intolerant and, above all, hates cows. That's probably where this one comes from, milk. And something makes me believe he doesn't like it at all, that he holds a grudge for existing and also for his creator. In fact, now it makes a bit of sense that he mentions Hev MF, a story where the villain destroys everything because he can't stand being born. But with this one, the problem goes much deeper. He's a copy of someone who already exists. This guy has no identity, and perhaps in his quest to be unique, he tries to replace Gumball. Not because it's something he feels good doing, but because it's the only way. When Larry mentions lactides, a base 64 code appears at the top of the screen, translating, "Every bone in his body belongs to someone else." I remember, all these new characters we see are just copies, but only this one is aware of it. The next video is once again about the Teen Titans, and here we have another new character, Gant. The video is about the foods the characters like least. Everything's going well until we get to the part about Beast Boy hating the heat death of the universe. Well, considering these characters' universes are almost collapsing due to copies that never existed entering the scene and creatures that hate their own creator, I think his response is all normal. Oh, and one more thing. Oatmeal doesn't like milk and she's clearly in the shadows, with her eyes turning pink like the IS's. The next video is about the baby pictures of the Teen Titans characters and also Gumball. And guys, from now on, it's all hell breaking loose. There are a bunch of new and random characters appearing. Some, for example, don't even have the show's style. What was supposed to be an evil house? What is Chop's monster house? I tried offering her my cereal for breakfast. I just wanted to help, since she hasn't been eating much. I'm not sure what I did wrong. The attack left a cut on the side of my face. Some character tried to get close to Raven, who had been acting strange for days and wasn't eating anymore. The one who tried to help is now scarred. A seemingly harmless cut had terrible consequences. In the next video, the character who tried to help Raven is revealed. Of course, it was Beast Boy, and I know this video on my channel has a simpler and sillier theme than the others I always bring here for you. But I have to say, thinking about it, this situation is quite sad. Considering Beast Boy likes Raven, and in Teen Titans Go, there are moments where the feeling is mutual. These two characters like each other, but that wasn't Raven anymore. And at some point, Beast Boy will stop being himself. Returning once again to the universe of an amazing world of Gumball, we have a video of each character's favorite drinks. And one detail. Brandel Miller continues to appear in these episodes, being the only one who seems to be in multiple universes at once. Unlike the other random characters that appear in this story, this guy seems to be the only one who will have greater importance and who doesn't appear to be a villain, at least for now. Anyway, highlights from this video. Penny's favorite drink is milk, but from her expression, it seemed like she was forcing this answer, as if she said it to avoid a certain type of person, those who hate it. It seems Penny is also becoming aware of what's happening. This, in the background, is Patrick, Penny's father. And if we take this peek of static and check his spectrogram, we have a photo of the father and daughter hugging with the phrase, "I won't let this happen again," implying that something happened to Patrick and some lactide was to blame. Penny actually has a much greater involvement in this story and seems to have a reason to hate the creatures. Fire Tam Gun Ennio Monument Robin Girl Boy Green Brand Miller Golf Raven Baseman Cyborg to Evil House. Follow for more. The first thing we notice in this video is that the characters have already realized something is off. Their concern for Beast Boy and Raven is evident in their expressions. But worse than that, Beast Boy's skin is turning a different shade of purple. At the end of the video, there's a link to Google Drive, which takes us directly to an image of the Giant Diary, that new character who looks like Beast Boy. Robin is being ridiculous. Apparently it all started when Beast Boy fought with Raven. Robin got furious and said something about Beast Boy's lie putting the team at risk. Then he took Raven to the lab for a test he doesn't want us to know about, and now he's trying to keep Beast Boy locked in his room. I don't even understand the reason for the fight. No one tells me anything. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even part of the team. And well, in the next video, we realize that things really get worse. That purple thing has already enveloped half of Beast Boy's body. Starf. Robin Cyborg 2 Evil House Beast Boy Brandon Miller Darwin East Penny Jetless U for 000 in this video. We have a link to the drive, and this time it's a letter from Beast Boy himself. Robin said she did everything she could. He's a liar. Her spellbook was left open. That's not right. In this same video, there's a cryptic message below Robin himself. It says, "It was for the greater good." Okay. The story just took a huge turn, but let me explain better. Robin noticed Raven was acting strange, and seeing her fight with Beast Boy only raised a red flag for the entire team. Beast Boy tried to hide Raven's condition, but that didn't stop Robin from taking her to the lab and starting tests, as well as quarantining a Beast Boy, as he was infected. That's why Raven doesn't appear in some videos. Robin may have tried to bring Raven back, but he was unsuccessful and therefore had to make a decision. It's unclear what he did, but you can imagine he locked her in the lab with Beast Boy. Returning to the universe of An Amazing World of Gumball, we see each character's favorite numbers, and I'm even giving you the title of these videos, just to make it easier for the editor to find their way around. Relax, I know the only thing that matters is lore. Unless you want to know Gumball's favorite number, then you'll have to figure it out. In this video, everything is theoretically normal until we get to Penny, who, as you remember, is the most important character in the Gumball universe. Her favorite number is 444, and that's no coincidence. A quick look reveals that this number can represent protection, guidance, stability, and being on the right path to achieving one's goals, which in this case would be destroying the Lactids for what they did to her family. Alongside Penny, we have Joanna Dark, who can represent faith, courage, and resilience. But this image isn't here for nothing. Increasing the brightness of the image, we have a link to a zipped file called Anomaly for Leon. This file is protected by a password that we'll get to shortly. In the same video, a message from the INSCREVA appears that says, "You can see this violet always spreading, blooming." Violet, the color of this and the Lactides. A true epidemic that spreads endlessly and infects everyone. Quote, this statement even uses the language of the series itself, where each letter is represented by an emoji. Some letters are still missing to complete the alphabet created by Monty Tro's own profile, but it is already possible to understand much of the text written this way. In this video, Anna also says that Penny is following Giblet at school, which was to be expected, since Giblet is also not part of this world. He is a suspect. At the end of this video, an image briefly appears with several dashes, and of course, this is a code, but she thinks it is not yet complete. The next video is about the Teen Titans in action, and it is also revealing in itself. Starfire and Borg are extremely sad while Raven and Beast Boy are not in the scene. Something very heavy has happened. The final code of this video says, Robin disappeared about 3 days ago. We still have no sign of Beast Boy. Tonight, Starfire and I are going to check out Robin's lab to see if we can find any clues. This phrase was said by Cyborg. Later, we discover that some people went to investigate this lab. But wait, that moment is for the end. Also in the final seconds of the video, we see another image full of dashes, and we finally manage to put together the complete piece. Layering one image over the other, we have the phrase, "Beware of the violet flower," which at first doesn't seem like a big deal. We already know we have to be careful with this in company. However, notice one thing. The words, "violet bloom," are very prominent in the image. That's because that's the password for that anomal foreign file. And when we open it, a page from the Elmore Times newspaper reveals strange sightings after the Fitzgerald case. Elmore police received numerous eyewitness reports of an unidentified individual. He looked identical to Patrick Fitzgerald, the deceased victim of last month's tragic triple homicide. Witnesses claim the individual was wandering residential neighborhoods between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. and seemed strange and erratic. Police suspect he may be linked to several local disappearances. Fitzgerald, whose death was confirmed after the tragic incident that left his wife and youngest daughter dead, was buried in the Elmore Cemetery on June 14. In response to the reports, Elmore police authorized the burial of Fitzgerald's remains. Although authorities confirmed that the body was present and intact, reports continue. Investigators have begun to suspect a sophisticated impersonation or a targeted hoax. Someone was posing as Patrick Penny Fitzgerald, the only surviving member of the family, was reportedly not home during the incident and has been urging local police to capture her father's impersonator. The creature wiped out Penny's entire family, but worse than that, it took the form of her father and is responsible for several disappearances throughout Elmore. Furthermore, at the bottom of the newspaper, we see a warning about how to protect your family from the violet flower. This whole infection is spreading, and it's no longer a secret to anyone. The penultimate video in the series also brings us a shocking moment, the video featuring each Teen Titans character's favorite holiday. At the end of this video, we see someone talking to the owner of One Thermer, the account's social media manager, who says, "This is incredibly inappropriate for our target audience, so I'm removing this segment from the final video. Also, just to clarify, I'm aware that you're digging through files you shouldn't have access to. I advise you to be very careful. If the next round of content hasn't been clarified, I'll forward the matter directly to Mr. Miller, EcoBox, the social media manager." And right after this text, we have a link to YouTube. Check out this excerpt. "If the next round of content hasn't been clarified, I'll forward the matter directly to Mr. Miller." Mr. Miller, the guy who always appears in the episodes and plays the good guy. Okay, apparently, he's one of the bigwigs behind the account. By accessing this YouTube link, we access the EcoBox Circuit channel, which appears to be his EcoBox channel. He posted some interesting videos here, such as an unuploaded Showtime file, which clearly shows the moment Beast Boy was cloned. This may be the origin of Gant. Another video is this footage video, which is this. Live footage of these in color, ready to attack. And right after that, we have the video that was banned from TikTok. Teen Titans characters' favorite holidays in action, unedited version. The culprit of this fatality was Robin, who trapped the mutant in the lab with Raven, whom she apparently ended up devouring. Robin remains missing and appears to be involved with the lactides and the violet flower epidemic. The last video posted in the series shows a conversation between Anais and another character, and for general context, Anais became friends with Giblet and they constantly hang out. Sorry, I can't. Giblet and I are going to see T-Screen in 2, but maybe next weekend. Oh, I see. Would you and Jet like to go to the mall afterward? Sorry, we have to be back before sunset. My mom is freaked out by all the apparitions, but they're 2 whole neighborhoods away. I don't know. Things are getting scary here too. Mrs. Gator keeps finding dead pigeons left on her porch. It's horrifying and forgivable. She loves those birds, feeds them every morning. Evil is spreading throughout Elmo. Those responsible will suffer what they deserve. Anai hasn't realized she might be in danger yet, but that's the point. It's unclear if these copies like Diblet and Gante pose a real threat. They just seem to be living their lives normally. Unlike the Lactidia, who are evil clones, or this Brandon Miller guy, who is a random guy who seems to have a much greater stake in the plot. This video also has a secret YouTube link, note from Giblet, where this character receives a piece of paper with several codes in his school locker. Anna seems to understand the coded message and is extremely uncomfortable with what she read. Using a fan-made chart where each emoji represents a letter, I was able to decipher this note. You don't belong here. I know what you're hiding. Everything points to Penny leaving this note. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the arc for 1 to 3 Showtime, which isn't finished yet, but already delivers a pretty cool story. Honestly, I was pretty intrigued. This whole thing about Penny's family going down the drain, and Robin is clearly hiding something. And I don't think he just walked away after being indirectly responsible for Botano's death. It seems more like he was looking for answers and didn't imagine this would happen to his friend. In Gumball's world, several disappearances are happening, so it's only a matter of time before it wreaks havoc on the city, along with this violet flower that, when it blooms, has the potential to infect everyone. The creator's profile will be in the description for anyone who wants to follow the story. And if this video does well, maybe I'll bring a part 2 in the future. It's up to you. My name is Eska. I thank all the members and you who have watched this far. See you in the next video, and remember, the triangle is just a mask.